Um, Imagine you are the captain of a ship, right? And you're caught in this massive storm.
Oh, yeah, terrible situation.
Right. So would you navigate the open ocean by, I don't know, just feeling the wind and looking at the crashing waves? Or would you rely on a calibrated compass?
I mean, definitely the compass.
Exactly. But that makes you wonder, how often you rely on your own gut feelings to validate what's happening around you. Today, we're taking that exact question and applying it to faith.
Yeah, we're exploring a daily devotional called Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris. It's titled The Right Foundation for Faith.
Okay, let's unpack this because I think that compass analogy is actually pretty perfect for what we're looking at today.
Oh, it absolutely is. Because, well, from the perspective of this specific devotional, God simply didn't wire believers to navigate by the unpredictable weather of their physical senses.
Like constantly looking for a physical sign for everything.
Right, exactly. The text points straight to 2 Corinthians 5:7, which is that famous idea that we walk by faith, not by sight.
Yeah, which, that creates an immediate friction, right, with how we're taught to interact with the world. Because humans are just fundamentally sensory creatures.
Oh, 100%. We process literally everything through touch, sight, sound.
Right, so isn't it completely natural to crave a physical sign? Like if you're engaging with something supposedly divine, you want to feel a jolt, a physical sensation to prove it's actually working.
Well, yeah, it is entirely natural. I mean, our brains are hardwired to look for tactile evidence to confirm reality. Like, if we touch a hot stove, we feel pain and we know it's hot.
Exactly, the pain is the proof.
Right. But this devotional argues that spiritual mechanics operate on a completely different frequency. It basically says that relying on sensations like, feeling hot or cold or shaking or suddenly becoming stiff.
Which people report all the time, by the way.
Yeah, they really do. But the text calls that a trap. Those are just peculiar, highly individualized physical reactions. Trying to turn subjective feelings like that into universal proof of God's presence is, according to this, where things go off course.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, the text argues that divine realities are activated purely by faith, not by sensory validation.
So wait, if we aren't supposed to chase the feeling,
Yeah.
what do we chase? Does this mean physical sensations shouldn't ever happen at all?
Well, no, not necessarily. What's fascinating here is how the source addresses that exact tension. It uses a very specific story from the book of Mark.
Well, the biblical account of the woman with the issue of blood.
Yeah, exactly. The woman who reaches out to touch the master's garment in the middle of a massive crowd.
Right, right.
And the scripture actually says that when she touched his clothes, she felt in her body that she was healed. So, there is a physical sensation present in that story.
How she did feel something.
She did, but the crucial distinction the author makes here is about what actually mattered. Her testimony wasn't the physical tingle or, the jolt she felt in the moment. Her testimony was the result.
The actual healing itself.
Exactly. The sensation was just a secondary byproduct. The text defines faith as expecting the fulfillment of the word and acting on it completely regardless of what you happen to feel.
Okay, well, here's where it gets really interesting. It's kind of like taking medicine when you're sick, right?
That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, because you don't focus on the physical sensation of the pill going down your throat.
Yeah.
You don't build your confidence on whether the pill felt cold or chalky or smooth.
Right. You really don't care if it's chalky.
No, not at all. You focus entirely on the cure. The healing is the point, not the texture of the medicine.
Precisely. You care that your fever breaks. And the devotional is making the exact same point. No matter what physical feeling you might experience, the focus has to remain on the result.
Which is the report that grace has met the need, according to this text.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean for you listening? Well, based on this perspective, the ultimate foundation for faith isn't found in chasing a spiritual high or a physical jolt.
Right. It's about trusting that underlying compass.
Exactly, the word's report, rather than navigating by these fleeting emotional spikes that just change with the weather.
Which brings us to an important implication to consider as you go about your day. If physical sensations really are as peculiar and individualized as the text claims, it raises a pretty significant question.
Yeah, a really big one.
If we prioritize our own subjective feelings and gut reactions, could that actually isolate us from a shared foundational understanding of truth?
That is such a fascinating point.
Right, like if everyone is navigating by their own personal weather patterns, maybe we completely lose sight of the compass altogether.
We trust you were blessed by this episode. To gain unlimited access to Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris, please download the Rhapsody app using the link. My app www.rhapsodyofrealities.org. God bless you.